I be bombing on my enemies, Hiroshima. Little baby, hella violent, so I had to keep her. Little second started distance, so I had to bleed him. You ain't from Motown, if you never heard of Dreamer. 1500 headed eastbound. We don't take no half steppers, keep my hood up out your mouth. I'm from Homicide Desert, that's what we about. Bitch, I'm from the dirt, and I gladly represent my town. Yeah.
You know, there's actually a lot of culture there a lot of people don't know about, you know, because like, for example, like where I was at, Old Town Victorville, a lot of the Mexican and Mexican Americans, you know, we were there, we migrated there from early on, from the 60s and the 70s, you know, and I mean, you could look at the addresses on the sidewalks, and they have little Mexican flags next to it, you know, in certain areas. You know, there's a lot of culture, a lot of history, rich history there, you know, and we also had a huge migration, not just us, but the Inland Empire in general, because we're still a part of the Inland Empire. We're just the northern part. But the Inland Empire in general, we had a huge migration of like a lot of people from LA because, you know, the cost of living out here blew up from the 90s and the 2000s and the 2010s and stuff like that. So, like, I mean, you can go to any city in the Inland Empire, you can find somebody from LA there. Yeah. Easy. Because a lot of people migrated from LA. You come to LA, nobody's even from LA anymore. You know, like everybody's from somewhere else, you know, and it's just like, it's crazy. But I mean, yeah, that's how it is now.
And you also have, I'm sure you know, I forgot if we've talked about this before, but you have like one of the best boxers in the world right now from that area, right?
Ryan Garcia. Shout out Ryan Garcia. Yeah, man, he's doing his thing. It's crazy because the gym he actually boxed at, I think my brother did community service at that same gym. Like back in the day. But you know, yeah, shout out Ryan Garcia. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of like celebrities and artists that come from Victorville, and whether or not they claim Victorville or not, you know, I mean, it's just a place where you know, grow up, you live in, and I mean, just like anywhere else, there's real people and there's fake people, and I mean, there's always more fake than there is more real. But when you're in a smaller place, the fake gonna stand out a little bit more. And it's just what it is because obviously the population is smaller, but there's still real ones out there, you know? And we're just trying to show that, you know, we're trying to show that our section, our particular town, area, the Victor Valley, the High Desert, Victorville, whatever the case may be, there's real ones out here, you know, and there's ones that we have a story to tell. You know, there's pain, there's misery, there's all kinds of stuff, and we want to let the world know what we're going through. You know, there's oppression, there's all kinds of stuff that's going on in that particular area, and I want to let the world know, you know, regardless, you know.
It's definitely, coming from an outside perspective, a very interesting story to listen to and to follow. Like, since I've been tapped in with you guys, maybe like, only like maybe 6 months. Right. Now I follow y'all. The YouTube is going crazy. Yeah. And it's very interesting to see who y'all work with and what the different stuff that you make and the different sounds and stuff like that. You know, it's a very talented area for sure. Yeah. Like I was telling Gyrvin, actually, Povsky and I were thinking of, you know, where's a place we can do like our next show at? And we have some like Vegas stuff. We did issue 4 in Vegas. We were thinking Vegas, right? Yeah. And then last night I was thinking like, fuck, what if we teamed up with Gyrv, YG, and Play and did something in Victorville?
Yeah. It's because there's even artists that are originally from LA or still claim LA, but they live in the area. So, you know, like there's definitely a lot of talent out there, whether it's originally from there or not. Like, because, you know, so many people move there. It's a fast growing city, or it was at one point. And, you know, we went from growing up 50,000 people to now we're at like 100 and something thousand, almost, you know, 150,000.
It's a big place.
Yeah, out of nowhere. You know, it almost like the city didn't keep up with the population because there's not really too many bars, not really too much stuff to do. So we all just fight each other, beat each other up, and do all kinds of dumb stuff. So it's like, you know, that's where the misery and the pain and everything else comes from. You know, because I can name myself, I can't even count on my hands. I can name almost like 20 people that passed away that are my people, that are my close friends, that I know personally, that I've had some kind of interaction with, you know, to consider them more than an associate. So, you know, like a lot of stuff actually happens there, you know, but definitely, I mean, it's a growing market, you know, it's a growing area, and, you know, a lot of people that, you know, we have ties to LA, we have ties to Inland Empire, we have ties, even in Vegas, you know, people, they come from all over to live in that little area because we're kind of one of the cheaper areas to live in. like to buy a house, to get rent, you know, compared to like everywhere else, and we're still close enough to like come to LA. If you work in LA, you don't want to commute.
Yeah.
You work somewhere in IE or whatever the case may be, and you want to commute from, you know, the high desert down. It's almost ideal, like in some cases, you know. So it's cool, man. It's cool. So if you want to do something, let me know.
We should lock it in for real. We should do some of this stuff. So growing up, well, real quick, do you know the artist? He's from Victorville, but he lives in Pomona. His name's John Med. Do you know this dude?
I think I heard of him.
It's like Jahmed. I'll show you after anyway.
Yeah.
He's like a lit artist. He was somebody that I met around the same time.
So originally he's from Pomona, but he lives in Victorville.
I think originally he's from Victorville.
Oh,
now
but
lives
this
in Pomona.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. That's dope. Yeah. See, that happens a lot where people, you know, they born and raised from here. Even I think Cuban Jr. He went to Apple Valley High School. You know, like it's a lot of people gone through the area, and it's just, you know, like I said, it's still part of Southern California culture. You know, so we get everything from the cholos to the lowriders to the gangbanging to the bloods to the crips to all that stuff, to the jerking when jerking was in style, to the shuffling when EDM was in style. Like we all got a piece of that. You know, we're that close to, like, we still got a piece of all that stuff. So, you know, we just want our voices to be heard. You know, we just want y'all to hear us out. You know.
So growing up out there in Victorville, what kind of artists were you listening to as a kid?
A big artist is Lil Wayne. That's a big one. Tupac, of course. You know, Biggie. You know, you also had some of the newer artists like this dude. He's from Chicago, Montana 300. You know, there's Brother Lynch Hung. Look, everybody was listening to Love to the Brain. Ask anybody that went to junior high and high school out there. We were listening to Love to the Brain, and you know, we were getting into that. But yeah, those are some of the more artists. Even like some of the East Coast artists, Big L. You know, Immortal Technique. You know, I think it's called NAMS. You know, like some of those artists, some of the underground artists. That's where the punchlines come from. You know, and that's where the artistry really comes from. So. Yeah, I mean, those are some of the influences growing up.
So you link up eventually after starting to make music. You link up with Playdeville.
Right.
Right now, you guys, you're not a duo by any means, mm-hmm. right? Two individual artists, mm-hmm. but you work very closely with them. How did you first link up with them?
I was like, you know, curious to see who this guy was because we hadn't really like seen him around like that. So then when I hit him up, and you know, I hit him a couple people asking about him. You know, people heard about him. Oh, cool. I hit him up. He was actually a real cool dude. And then the first time we actually linked up was Buffalo Wings. And the one thing I respected because, you know, I came a little aggressive. I'm not gonna lie, I came a little aggressive. But he showed up by himself. I'm like, okay, I respect that. You know, I could always respect a man, regardless of whether you gangbang or not, or whether you're a tough guy or not. If you're a man at the end of the day, then I respect that. You know, and that's what he was. When he showed up as a man, he was like, I'm here by myself, and you know, it's just whatever you gotta say, you know, just let me know. And you know, we ended up talking things out, and it was all cool after that.
Because if I remember right, like, didn't you originally first have like beef with him?
I wouldn't call it beef. I didn't know who he was, and the thing was, in my area, we're big for extortion. So
what is that?
If you make money in my section, we get money too off of you. From the paletero man to the elote man to the fucking whatever. This is my barrio. This is my area. We get your money because this is my shit. So that's how we looked at it. And then when it came to him, you know, we didn't know much. I didn't know much about the rap music at the time, like how much money you actually get, streams and stuff like that. It was me and you know, some of the homies and some other people, and they were like, hey, you know, like, there's this guy who's putting it down for you guys, and like putting it down for us. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? And he was just like, yeah, you know, he's putting it down for you guys. I'm like, not us, you know, in general, you know, because we're from a certain neighborhood, you know, and he's just like, no, for Victorville. I'm like, okay, and he showed us his video, and I'm just like, okay, well, he raps good. But who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? And that's how it all started. So I'm just like,
so you just had to scope him out.
Yeah, just
vibe check.
Yeah, just real quick because we don't want somebody, you know, that's a weenie in our section representing because, you know, a lot of people let they let weenies represent their section and they get, you know, let them get away with it. But we're not trying to do that. Victorville was almost a meme before memes were even started. You know, so it was just
the
like,
name is just funny itself.
you know what I mean? So it's
it
like,
just catches your eye, you know.
So it's like we have it bad enough as it is. So imagine if we had like a straight weenie fucking, you know, funny guy like trying to represent us. It makes it look worse. But you know, he, like I said, he ended up being cool. He ended up being real cool. You know, we're real cool peoples, and you know, I got much love to him. You know, shout out to Playdeville. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we got our thing going on. So
and you have some dope music together, some dope videos.
Yeah. You know, it comes through with the vibe. If you got a dope vibe, we're gonna make some dope music.
Absolutely. So who are some other people that is on your radar in that high desert world, or even just kind of anywhere that you want to be working with, or that you started to network with?
In the high desert, you got my boy Master V. You know, we grew up together. You know, Center Street, 1500 Block Boys. You know, he's a dope artist. He doesn't push himself as much as, you know, the average, but you know, he's a really dope artist. You know, shout out Playdeville. Shout out little homie, Lil Stretch. He's out of Atlanta, California. He's from Eastside Brown Pride. You know, shout out to them too. And then you also got them dudes out there in Hesperia. You know, they're doing their thing too. You know, as far as like collabs, you know, shout out to everybody. I mean, whoever's dope is willing to work and is a real dude, I want to work. You know, like that's just how it is. You know, regardless, I check people's backgrounds before I work with them. Like,
you do your research.
I do my homework because like a lot of times I could reach out to somebody that's in that general area and they'll tell me, okay, yeah, homie's good or homie's not. So
did you do your research on me on under
I did. I did. You know, shout out to 805. But yeah, you know, like it's just, you know, you gotta make sure because like, you know, you hear all these podcasts and these interviews where, oh, I did an interview and homie was a fucking rat or homie was a fucking child molester or some weird stuff like that. I'm not trying to do that. You know, like I'm solid to the core, so I'm not. That's out of my pay grade. You know, like I ain't doing that. I don't care because in the end, you know, I'm a real dude. Regardless, you know, I have 3 kids and I'm gonna set the best example I could set for them. Period. Like they're gonna be real just as much as I'm real, and that's it. You know, and you know, I love my kids to death, so you know I want to make sure they come out the best in this world as best as they can. You know, so I mean,
do you think that adds like an extra added pressure or just another layer of things to deal with being a dad, also trying to make it in the music game? Because like, fuck, I can't even imagine having any time for things if you really also have kids to deal with.
I'll be honest, like towards the middle of it got really hectic because it was. You know, at the time I was working in the warehouse. I'm really experienced in warehousing. And I was working 6 days a week, 10, 12-hour shifts. And I still try to cater to my kids. And I still had shows, studio times, studio sessions, you know, video shoots to attend to. So it was hard to try to balance all that with that. And I even I was going to college at one point.
Okay.
You know, I was trying to get my degree. I was trying to get an associate's in English, and so it was hard to try to balance all that. You know, because kids require a lot of attention. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you know, but the thing is, they deserve it. You know, they deserve it. You know, the kids, you got to show them the best in order for them to succeed the best they can. You know, you got to let them know, hey, you got a loving family at home. So even if you don't succeed where you're trying to do, you can come right back to us, you know? But it's hard to do that and do yourself and still trying to find yourself. I had my daughter so young. My oldest daughter is 12. You know, I had her when I was 17 years old. I was still a junior in high school. So it's hard to like sit there and I pretty much grew up with her. Yeah. We grew up together. That's my homie. That's my friend, you know? It's like, but it's hard because I want the best for her, but at the same time, I'm still trying to do me. So, you know, yeah, it's definitely hard to balance it out. But, you know, you just got to do your best. At the end of the day, there's no right way to do something. It's just the best way that you can do it. I mean, that's just how you got to look at it. Because regardless, people are going to talk or they're going to say you're wrong or they're going to say this, and that. So you just love the best you can, enjoy your life because we all don't live long. So just do the best you can as much as you can. I mean, that's how I look at it.
So if your oldest is 12, what are the ages of the other two?
9 and 3.
And do they listen to your music?
Some songs.
Sounds
they
song.
actually do, and it's funny because they'll have friends or their friends' parents. Hey, you know, my friend's dad listens to you. Or like, hey, because I sell merchandise also, you know, like, you know, for those watching, you know, it's called Black Boys 1500 Legacy. Anyways, but they'll be like, oh, you know, my friend's dad or my friend wants a shirt, or, you know, they want some clothing or whatever, and it's like, okay, like, y'all selling clothing for me too, you know? And it's like, and sometimes, like, when I go a little viral, they're like, yeah, like, you know, your song hit like 20,000 views right now. And I'm just like, did it really? I'm like, they're the ones that noticed. And, you know, yeah, they'll sit there to promote me, and they'll tell people about me and everything. It's cool.
It's like cool. Your whole little team right there.
It's my best team. Like, that's everything. Like, okay, like, the fact that they're proud of that, it's like, it's cool because they'll come. My daughter, she'll rock my shirts. She'll take a picture. She'll post it on her little Instagram, her little Snapchat, whatever. I don't ask her to. You know, I'm not like, hey, wear my shirt, promote it, tell your friends. No, she does it on her own. And it's cool because, you know, when the love's more genuine, it feels a lot better, you know? So, I mean, yeah, man, I love them. Yeah, awesome. I love those kids, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I kind of want to wrap it up with just kind of a call to action for the people watching. Like, if you're showing somebody your song or your music for the first time, what song do you think you recommend people got to check out? Like, what's the best representation of YG Dreamz?
Can I say more than one?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sliding on the 15, because that was my first one that I actually felt comfortable. Nothin Nice, because it's at like 1 million views right now.
On YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah,
like
check it out.
The audio or the music video?
The music video.
That's crazy.
The music video, Nothin Nice. It's me and Playdeville actually on that song. There's like I said, Sliding on the 15, that's just me. There's also Shut Up, that's at like 20,000 views or something like that, you know. Make sure y'all check me out. Hit the YouTube, YG Dreamz. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, comment, all that, you know. And make sure you tap in with UNDRGRND Magazine because they're showing a lot of love right now, and, you know, I fuck with that.
I appreciate it. And you guys are smart, bro, because I'm so focused on Instagram, I feel like, and it's like, at the end of the day, YouTube is the platform you can really monetize on.
Where it's at, and I hate it because sometimes I'll get 300 likes on Instagram, and then I'm like, I got like 30 likes on YouTube. You know, I'm like, y'all need to go to YouTube, because that's where it's at. That's where the money's at, you know. But, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody that supports. Shout out to all the fans. Shout out to anybody that either bumped, listened, even if you're hating. Shout out to you too. Keep hating. It's
still a view.
It's still a view. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, regardless. You know, I love all of y'all at the end of the day because I'm gonna live my life regardless. So, you know.
Well, hell yeah, bro. Yeah. I appreciate you signing through and fucking with
UNDRGRND. I appreciate the opportunity, man.
You know I'm excited for this magazine, bro. It's going to be great. We actually got you as a cover fucking artist.
Hell yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
I appreciate that. So, yeah. Hey, tap in with UNDRGRND Magazine.
Let's get it, y'all. Andrew Mason, YG Dreamz.
1500. Let's
get it, baby. Straight from the V.
Yes, sir.